Right, before we get into today's episode and I show you my new lovely house, a couple of little bits I've got to tell you about. Firstly, normally it's my mistake, right? It's my fuck up, but I have not incorrectly titled any of the videos. There is a weird YouTube bug. My default upload is like a Warhammer unit guide, so that's what it always goes to, and I kind of left it at that because then I just update it. It's not updating. On my screen, on my analytics screen, and it shows you all the video listing, it's got the correct title and everything. I've gone in and make sure it's saved. It's all there. It was never wrong, but for some reason, YouTube has just decided not to give it the proper title, which kind of fucks up the analytics, especially because it's a new club. You know, people aren't going to be searching Warhammer unit guides hoping to find the next Journeyman safe. So that's really annoying. But trust me, not my fault for a change. And secondly, Patreon update. I'm going to do a Patreon update. I know I haven't done one in a while. I didn't want to bug you guys. I'll do the names and stuff at the end. I just want to say it might be a bit of a mess because I think you guys have broken Patreon. I go into this bit that updates all the Patreons and tells you, so-and-so's donut started for $5 or somebody's deleted $5 or whatever, and I update my big spreadsheet that I've got, and then I update the credits, and then I render that video, and for some reason it's just like clumped a load of people together that I recognise the names of that have donated, but I'd already had them, so it's going to be a shit show. If your name doesn't appear on the credits, and it should if you're a $5 donator or more, just message me on Twitter. Don't message me on Patreon, that's the thing, because I don't check it. All my DMs are open. Message me on Twitter. If your name appears twice, which it could well do, just be grateful. You know, lucky you. Right, okay. I'll do that at the end. Let's have a look at this beautiful house, my friends. So, it's just on the outskirts of Porto. I'll show you the pictures, and then you can tell me how much you think it's going to cost. I think is the way to go, unless I accidentally scroll up too far, which I'm very wary of. There we go here. There we go. So this is the house. This is the outside. It's got a big thing there. Nice build, you know. It's countrified. Let me see if we can get some, larger pictures. It's a bit dark. Small windows. It's more of a bit of a bunker-esque. It has a World War II bunker feel to it, right? And the pink armchairs, they're going. Look at how shit that little telly is as well. Bedrooms look lovely. Bathroom. It's got a bidet. Looks not a massive fan of the bathroom, got to be honest. The colour. I think the floors and the wall should have maybe been different colours. Nice little dining area here. So what sold me on this property was the upstairs landing. Normally that's not a big seller for me. But look at that, boys. Yeah, I can fucking fit a bowling alley. And I think that might be a snooker table. There's no image further up. But it should be a snooker table. Is that cues in the corner? I'll know because I'm, moving in, obviously, because that's how it works. But I reckon that's bowling alley. Just a little bit side. You've still got room to walk by. Now, I've got a question for you guys who think you know a bit about furniture. What ideal material is a couch made out of? Now, you're probably thinking, some sort of cotton mix, some sort of hard-wearing fabric. Maybe if you've got dogs, you might go for leather because it's wipe clean, or children who vomit shit and shit everywhere. Wipe clean leather, that sort of thing. You'd be wrong because the ideal material for a couch, don't like that staircase, by the way, is clearly concrete. Look at this couch. Look how small the little pillows are. That is not going to make it comfortable. That is not enough. I don't know it's not even like an attractive sculpture. It's just a couple of breeze blocks at the back. Like that corner bit when you're leaning back on. It's horrendous. Whether this is for visitors, that's like the visitor couch and they don't like people. Maybe that's what they were going for. Like you sit there. It'd be nice in the garden or something, but I love how amazingly thin the little cushions are. Like that's just bonkers. This is I want to say kiwi orchard. They look like kiwis. And I've got this sort of alleyway and some hedges. That's not really useful. A little bit overgrown. There's the outside. There's my swimming pool. It's not great. It's not Olympic size, but beggars can't be choosers and all that. Lovely little outside area. So, how much money? I'm not going to tell you how many bedrooms it is because I don't know. Let's assume 6. how much money is this little property? If you said, hang on, let me zoom back out. If you said, my zoom button's broken. There we go. If you said 2.3 million euros, it is 6 bedrooms, 2.3 million euros, absolute bargain. If we have a look on Google Maps, okay, location is maybe not ideal. It's giant next to the giant factory of UEM, Unidad, de Estruna, Metallicas. I do like Metallica. Black Album was quality. It's here. This is our house, so I think that is where our orchardy bits are. I think that's where the swimming pool is now. You know, it could be a better locale, but there's lots of greenery around it. Just ignore the giant factories and stuff. Beautiful location, though. Look at that. Look at it. Yeah, you know, that's where the peasants stay. But, you know, we're in the big house. Just don't look at the giant mega factories nearby. There's a lot of work going on. I don't know if that's my drive. I'm kind of lost at this point. Hopefully that's not my drive, is it? Right, we're too far. Okay. So, is it a new build? Because, oh, that's not what I want to picture. Is this a new build? Because I can't find my driveway. I think it's supposed to be here. Didn't look that new, but we'll take it, boys. Yeah, new build. And it's half an hour drive. Obviously, you know, Uber or get my chauffeur. I'm not going to drive it myself. I'm not a peasant. Half an hour drive exactly to the stadium, which is fine. I don't want to be too near the peasantry. Now I'm rich, because, you know, they smell a bit and, you know, the poor rubs off on you, I find. So, right, let's get into it. That's quite an expensive place, I know. But actually, it's quite an expensive place all round. Even for the small houses, it was quite expensive. But just on the outskirts, you know, don't want to be too near the peasantry. Right, let's get into the video. Final game of the season. It's good stuff. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome back. So, big update. Been playing the rest of the games, and after we lost 2-0 to Benfica, we beat Portimonense 2-0. Adita, I think he's got shades of Connor up. For those old schoolers out there, you know what I'm talking about. He's the left back. Oh, and Jallo, the striker, got the goals. Then we lost 2-0. There's a theme here. Then we won 2-0. The left back scored twice. Left foot and a header. Then we lost 1-0. Then we won 3-2. Jallo and Shapoval with his first couple of goals. And then Belens, we beat them 1-0. Shapoval getting the goal. So, considering we don't actually have all the correct players for this formation, we are distinctly lacking a attacking wing-back of any description, really. We're kind of using like defensive midfielders pretty much as them. But the left-hand side is proving to be sexy. I'm pretty pleased. I don't know how they were satisfied. Okay, you said they didn't care. And they have given me the budgets for next season because we have qualified for the Europa League. 3.7 million. All our money's gone that we started with. I haven't done anything, but all our money's gone. So that's fun. Increase the transfer. Cheers. We need that because we're going to sell a lot of players. And we've been giving like a couple of the youngsters a bit more game time. Goblin Asia's playing pretty much every game. Samuel Kane, the young goalkeeper that I think could be really quality. I'm giving him plenty of game time too. We do have a few people noticed. Mr. Vinicius Jr., who's like an FM wonder kid. Still pretty good. But he will be going because, you know, he's old. We don't like old people around here. And he's on we need to cut the wage budget because we're not making a shit ton of money. We're already over our wages. And he's on 90 grand. His pace is down to 13, acceleration 13. Like, he's good, but I don't think he's a sort of super. Look, he's had a pretty bang average season. They bought him for 11 million. Played for Sporting for a while. They bought him for 32. They had him look like for his prime. He's never been amazing. It looks like he got kind of. Yeah, this is what's happened. He went to Real Madrid and just didn't get games for years upon years. So it kind of killed his development to become a proper like superstar. Didn't actually get capped for Brazil. So it just shows you how you can stifle the development of somebody. So players I'm happy with, Adita. Fucking love him. He's absolutely beastly, right? He's nailed on first choice. Marino and the Scottish David Coulthard fella, they're fine, but neither of them are right backs. That's not really their fault. I like Godwin Asia. Jane we got on loan. Samuel Kane, the goalkeeper, I like. Flamel's been pretty solid. I really like him. He's developing nicely as well. Jallo, who's scored 23 goals this season, probably our best striker. Shapoval, meh. Meh. To be honest though, looking at them, I think we could do. Look, for 30, if we get 30 million for each of these players, we can replace them. I know he's a model citizen, which is fruity, but we can replace these guys for a chunk less money and get on with it and stuff. So I think both of those might go. Obviously, if we're going to stick with this, Paolo Andre, Pete's brother, is going to leave as well, but that's another sort of 15 mil skis. I think I'm going to sell this goalkeeper. He's good, but he's worth a shit ton of money. He's on a massive amount of money, and also he is like opposite of a sweeper keeper, which is what I want to play. I prefer sweeper keepers in the modern game, and he's not. He gets scared if he gets outside his 6-yard box. He gets a nosebleed. So I think there's cash to be made, but there's lots to do. Right, okay. Let's play our last game. The league table, we're still fourth. We're 21. Is that 20? No, 31 points off the top. Just the 10 wins. But we're where we started. So I think I'm quite happy considering we don't really have a... is a decent box-to-box, but he's been playing sensationally. Tono is all right as a ball-winning midfielder. We don't have a right-back at all. We're still missing one other good centre-back. The only thing I've changed from previous was that I've actually made this guy a stopper, so he's going to fill this role a little bit more because there was a little bit of a gap, so that they should close the gap between the two. And sweeper keeper on attack, which Kane can do, as opposed to the Argentinian fella. But we're going to play Marino on the right-hand side for the time being. I'm a little bit disturbed about how much money we've lost just in a few weeks of running the club. Like 8 million quid in a month and a half, which is worrying. I don't know, having never managed in Portugal before, how much money there is at the end of the season, like prize money, TV money. I don't expect it to be massive, but probably a decent chunk. So it's definitely gonna be a fun summer, and I've got a perfect excuse of signing Brazilian players because it's Portuguese, isn't it? I already know the language. It's rude not to. There was only a time, but I'm already falling in love. Oh, gets a bit lucky, but Chapovel. What? Bullshit. Didn't get to see the replay. Wonder why that is, game. Yeah. Adita. It's just and he's 6'4" as well, so he's pretty good in the air. He is a monstrous left back. If only he was like, if anything, I'd have him a couple of years. If he was a couple of years younger, I would say he's the next Connor up. That's offside, surely. Yeah, his flag's up. Vittoria are decent, aren't they? I don't know. Why am I asking you lot? I'm asking you from the past. I think they're decent. Okay, Totono's dead. Can go in. We'll give Junior the second half, just so you can see him before he leaves. Like, wave him off. I'm actually really excited. I was worried that because we spent so long at Slaven Blupo, I'd be kind of just missing them. And while that is the case, a little bit like, I haven't looked how they're getting on, so I'm assuming they won the league. But I should probably make a sub or something. But I'm actually really excited about what this is, because it's a nice sized project. It's like 30 points off the top is a big gap, but it's not like, newly promoted team or a relegated team. Right, here we go. Junior for his final appearance, unless I can't sell him, in which case he'll be welcome back to the club with open arms if nobody wants him. Come on, Junior. Score your fourth goal of the season, I think, in 20. To be fair, he might be playing out wide beforehand. Oh, that's shocking, isn't it? Is that fucking Scottish fella? No, it's the centre-back that missed out. Okay. Uninterested. I think does this game matter for anyone involved? We can't come third. We can't come fifth. Yeah, they're third. So they had nothing to play for. We kind of went, pre-season, make sure there's no injuries apart from the one I got. Yeah, so that's fine. They're 16 points ahead. It's not a bad result, actually. Well done, boys. Good defensive work. Solid. That's 3 weeks. Pulled his count. 6 weeks. Good. Who are you? Who are you? We did have our youth intake day. I only kept one. And that is the Nigerian guy that they mentioned, Gabriel Abdullahi, who looks like annoyed that he's 18, but still could be a very good player. 100, okay. Wow, is that our prize money? 130k. Good, that'll pay the goalkeeper's wages that's not playing for 1 week. Alright, let's have a look at end of season awards. Not that bothered. You know, we weren't here for most. 40 messages. Oh, so the first thing I'm doing is scouting-wise, is basically I scouted all Portuguese players under 21, just to see if we could get, ideally I'd like local lads and get a few in, but there wasn't that many great ones that would actually come to us. So now, as you do, I'm scouting all of the Brazilian youth teams. I'll look at that later. But as we saw, Aspliqueta's pleased. As we saw that we do have to sell to be able to actually afford anyone, and they do want high profile players, which is, unless you get some like 35-year-old past it fella, that we're not going to get high profile players. Okay, Jallo with his 20 goals of the season, fair enough. Only 12 in the league. Not good enough, my friend. That is really not good enough. He's had a couple of averagey seasons. Been with us a long time, but I think your time is at an end, my friend. He's leaving at the end of the season. He's already transferred on a free contract running out. That's 85 grand off the wages. Shapoval's going to be leaving as well. That's another 67 grand. They brought us as long term, so they don't say win the league. Okay, so yes, we're still with the Europa League. Okay, that's good. Do as good as you did this season. I'll happily take that. Because it's going to be Wamberto scores again. Of course he does, because he's a Wamberto. He could be the striker. Finishing is a little bit low. But you can have him as a third choice. Easy. His heading's pretty crap. Jumping reach is okay. He's definitely going to be involved next season. His name's fucking Wamberto, lads. Rogerino is leaving. is leaving the club. Sadly, sad times. We'll have a quick look at Slaven Blupo. I appreciated the nice comments because I was so distraught about all the players leaving. People were saying it's because I left, so they demanded transfers. So we'll go with that. All these players wanted to leave because, I'd left. Oh, they did drop a few games, to be fair. 89 points. How many points did we get? I think it was less. 95. Suck it. Suck it, you bitch. Well done. But well done. Not bitter. Drop down. Mind you, they did make £87 million of profit in the transfer market, so I suppose you'd take that. Wouldn't you, really? Anybody else? How's Cunha doing at Zenit? It's banging him in. I would have taken Cunha. He would have been lovely. The only problem with Crouchinho is because he signed a new 40k contract, it's going to cost me 15 million and 80 grand a week. And as much as I love you, mate, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to want 100k a week. Like, meh. I'm not sure I can justify that. Cockney came in and scored some. Oh, cool. He's one of those freebies I picked up, wasn't he? So yeah, so they won the league comfortably. Well done. So yeah, not too bad. Oh my God, I haven't looked at this. Okay. I thought there was going to be a load of shit old players joining. I panicked then. We do have Alex Augusta. I'm hoping he's just a random youthy. 17-year-old Brazilian. Why not? Not bad. Okay, I panicked then. I thought we were signing a load of oldies. So we the wages are going to drop dramatically at the end of the season, which is good, which we need, because we need to get rid of this. Ideally, if we can get under $1 million, so we can start building the bank balance and having some money. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, good. I have also completed my final coaching badge. So we have good and great facilities. Brilliant. It's fine. The rebuild begins. Right. Hold the line, please. I need to thank a bunch of people that I may or may not have thanked before, and may not or may have put them in the credits when they're already there. It's a very confusing time. Altered Sports History. I'm just going to name and go through all of it. Altered Sports History. Ukwi, Matthew Hutchinson, Ryan, Phil Wynn, Scott Coughlin, Carl Granger, Scott Marshall, Tim Jersic, Tony Arnston, Lee Harding, Day Howard, Scott William, Fergie, CM Fergie, Tiago de Cruz, Chris Miller, Jeffrey Cuss, Joseph Crivillier, Elliot Walmsley, Eric Michaels, Daniel Delimihalis, Joe Ham, Michael Smith, Patrick Hark, TC, Paul Cross. They call me Vera, only at weekends. Harish Pals, Harish, Eric Godfrey, Lostful, Daniel Lemk, Claire Rogers, girl, James Raphael, Nathan Edge, Christian Sorensen, FM Mouse, hello Mickey, Thomas Callahan. I don't know why I'm doing an accent. I was Thomas Callahan. I'm the Callahan. I've gone Portuguese, lads. I'm just like embedded in the culture. Tom Schrodel, Stefano Caminada, Patrick Bally, Chris Bywater, and Said or Said Chahin. Right, just if I've missed you, I apologise. If you're a $5 person or more, let me know if your name's not on the list, and I'll add you on Twitter. If you don't watch my Twitch streams, you won't see that at the beginning of each month I do a house update, a house fund update, because as you mostly know, that I'm saving for this house and everything, and I need a big deposit because, you know, I do YouTube for a living and it's not the most secure thing in the world, and I'm doing it on my own now, so that's a bit of a, you know, come on, I prefer dogs anyway. That is actually true. But not for sexy stuff. Right, moving on. It got out of hand. So yeah, I just want to say incredible thank you. I was able to add, after sort of payments and living and bills and boring life stuff, I was able to add £3,000 in savings to my deposit fund just in this 1 month, thanks to you guys on Patreon, who just exploded it beyond all recognition, and also just the guys that, you know, the usual guys that watch the ads, and subs on Twitch and gifts and all that stuff. It's I'm gonna cry. It's a weird time for me at the moment because obviously you know about my breakup and stuff, and it's although we get on great and everything, still after the breakup and everything, that's fine. Now we're all self-quarantining, and I'm a hermit anyway, don't get me wrong. I'm not about the outside life, apart from dog walking and stuff. But what I was doing in the last couple of months was I was looking for a house to rent for like a year or so, and then I keep saving for that year, and then at the end of that year, with your guys' help, I would be able to then buy a house. That was the plan, and I could rent a house in England so I could be closer to my mum and family and stuff. But obviously that has to be put on hold. I can't house hunt whilst you're not allowed to leave the house. It makes it quite tricky, and the last thing I don't want to do is wander around strangers' house touching stuff, right? So, and I think it sort of brought me down a little bit, because although I would probably be here anyway, just house hunting, the act of house hunting, looking online at houses and stuff, made me feel like I was getting there. I was pointing in the right direction and I was doing stuff. But because that thing has been put on hold, now I just feel like I'm stuck. And so it's been a weird few weeks, and I know there's a lot of people in a lot worse positions, especially with this COVID stuff and everything. Especially if you're an outdoorsy person and it's driving you crazy. And I'm lucky in that part of it, but it's, still a pretty shitty time. And I appreciate all the support so much, because that money adds to the deposit and it feels a step closer. If you get what I'm saying, it feels like we're still although I'm stuck and I can't house hunt, I still feel like at the end of each month I get that paycheck and I can put a chunk of it into my savings and go, okay, well, that's closer than it was last month. So I'm still getting there with your guys' help. So I just want to say thank you. Even if you were just a guy that donated last month on Patreon and then cancelled, that is still incredibly generous. And the people that have been Patreons for literally years now, I just want to say a massive thank you. So you are superstars. You are changing this old bloke's life, and I'm very grateful. So yeah, okay, let's stop there. Getting the feels. So next episode we will be doing a transfer special, and hopefully it'll be a long one and girthy.